pour myself a cup of tea. You might want to do the same. So, today, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel, all that, blah-de-blah. I don't want to waste any time because today I'm going to do a little Q&A. And I've got 15 questions, and I ain't no mathematician, but even if I just spend a minute on each question, we're going to be here 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and be quick. So I just thought it'd be fun to answer some questions. Just a kind of get to know me style thing. Like, I've been making videos for a little while now. I mean, not a little while at all compared to most people, but as in, you know, the best half of this year I've been making videos for. And I thought, actually, I've never really kind of sat down and properly introduced myself, said anything about my history or how I came into doing this or all that kind of thing. So I went on Instagram and just asked people if they had any questions, and yeah, so I'm going to answer those questions in this video. Welcome if you haven't been to my channel before. I appreciate you stopping by. First question is from Mrs. Grace Young. She says, yay for Q&As. Boop, boop. Do you think you'll do anything differently with baby number 2? Just quick catch up if you haven't been here before. So I've got one little boy, Jet, who is 18 months, and then we're expecting number 2 due in March. Would I do anything differently? I think there were quite a few things with Jet that I put off because I was worried that it just wouldn't go well. I was worried that he'd respond badly or he'd be traumatized. When we eventually came to do whatever that thing was, I think every single time it was absolutely fine. And so I think with those things, I would do that sooner with the next baby. So examples, moving Jet into his own bedroom. We moved him into his room at about 9 months. And I just couldn't bear the idea of him not sleeping beside me. I couldn't bear the idea of him being in another room. It felt like a whole world away. I was really worried that he'd be really frightened at night, wouldn't know where he was, that he wouldn't sleep very well. But we got to the point in 9 months when he was really big for his little crib that he was in next to our bed. And we were starting to wake each other up in the night. And his nursery had become a total dumping ground of all our crap. So we had put off moving him because we knew that if we were going to move him, we'd have to tidy our nursery. So we finally got around to doing that. Finally got around to moving him. And it was amazing. I've had this kind of thought process before, that you can basically instill any new routine into a child over 3 days, and that's how long it should take. So I kind of knew when moving him that it was going to take 3 nights of like sticking to it and being strong, and then it would all be fine. And that is exactly what happened. So first night we put him in his own room. He was really, really sad, and I remember so clearly, I put him in his bed, closed the door, and I just stood outside his room and cried because I just felt like I'd sent him out into the world. I was so emotional. The next night he needed a bit less reassurance, and then the next night absolutely fine. But yeah, his sleep just improved so much because he wasn't being disturbed by me. So we both just slept so much better. His naps were better because then he was in this nice big cot. I actually did feel slightly guilty because once we put him in his main cot in his room, for his naps he'd like lie on his front just like all spread out, and you could see that he was so comfy and happy being like really nice and spread out, and I felt guilty that he'd been having his naps in this like tiny crib. So I think for the next one I would maybe move them a bit earlier. And also with leaving him overnight, I didn't leave him overnight. My husband Henry travels a lot, but for me, I didn't leave him overnight until just about 2 months ago. So when he was about 16 months, and he stayed overnight with my parents in London while we went to a wedding. And he was fine, absolutely fine. Slept all through the night, slept better than he does at home, typical. He slept like 6:30 till 7:30, I think, about 13 hours. Didn't care that we were gone at all. And then it was really sweet, because when we came back, he was really excited to see us, but you could tell that while we've been gone, he hadn't really noticed. So again, I think with that, I would do it earlier, because actually I could have been kind of giving myself a bit more freedom earlier on than I allowed myself. Anyway, I am taking way too long on these questions. Next one, from Musings of a Twin Mum. A few top tips or advice on starting YouTube. I'm considering it, but feeling totally novice and clueless. Love watching your videos. Oh, thanks. Yes, so top tips for starting YouTube. I hope this isn't an annoying answer, but my honest advice is just start. Just don't overthink it. Don't think you need to kind of go and learn loads about it and research loads. When I started, I just started on my iPhone. I just picked up my phone and started filming. I did a whole day of just kind of filming Jet out and about and what we were up to and in different cafes or at the farm or whatever. And then the kind of next morning I got up the courage to actually pick up my phone and say, morning, hi, blah, 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 so awkward. I think you just need to start, and then you don't need to put it up anywhere. No one needs to see it, but you're just getting used to having the camera, feeling comfortable, used to kind of how, even just silly things like how you're holding it when you're out and about, being aware of the sounds. So, you know, I'd stand and chat to my phone for ages outside and then watch it back and realise it was really windy and so you couldn't hear anything. Oh my, my coaster. Don't feel like you need all the latest gear and equipment or whatever. Like I said, I just started on my iPhone. I now use a Canon G7X, which is the kind of classic vlogger's camera. It's not essential at all straight away, like definitely iPhone is such good quality. Totally just use that for a while. Just start, don't overthink it. Start today, don't start tomorrow. Maura Quinn 83 says, you seem so positive and cheerful most of the time. Have you any tips on keeping well and happy? I loved your hypnobirthing video. I'm also pregnant with baby number 2 and it inspired me. Ah, congratulations on baby number 2. And thanks for watching my hypnobirthing video. I'll link it below if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I think in general, I am a cheerful person. I have a cheerful disposition, like Mary Poppins. Everyone has their days, obviously on different scales. And I think I try and still, so on my Instagram, that's my main social media outlet. I don't really use Twitter or Facebook. And I try and go on there on a day where I'm not feeling that great, and I try and still post or do a story or whatever, so that I am painting an honest picture of my life. But I think it's hard because when you are feeling down, even without meaning to, even kind of subconsciously, well for me anyway, I do just go quieter. I keep myself to myself a bit more, and it's not a conscious thing of, oh, I'm going to stay off Instagram today. I just don't think to share things. So don't think that I don't have those days. I just maybe don't show them as much. Maybe I should try and like push myself to show them more. I think in terms of tools for me for being positive, I think I'm a big fan of listing things you're grateful for. You know, you're feeling jealous of that someone's got an opportunity that you wish you'd had, or you wake up just like feeling anxious. I just try and list some of the things that I'm really grateful for. If you're having a day when you're kind of getting anxiety or just not feeling great, I try and always do something that's really nice for me, like a treat for yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't try and just like push on and kind of, you know, whip your back and carry on. I try and take time to watch a program I like, or I pop to the shop and buy a snack that I really enjoy, or I have like a really cheeky lunchtime bath, or if I've, you know, got a bit of spare cash that week, I'll go and get my nails done or something. You know, obviously you can't always afford to do things like that, but something that just is nice for you, makes you feel good for you. I think also as well, my faith is a big part of my kind of positivity. I'm a Christian and I believe in a God that loves us and created us and wants the best for us. And so I think I rely on that quite a lot. So I think when I'm feeling down, I'll pray or listen to good music that makes me feel more positive. We go to church every Sunday. If I miss a Sunday, I really feel it in my week, and my week just doesn't feel quite the same, and I feel a bit more anxious and like there's something lacking. Whereas I feel like if I've been to church on the Sunday, I just feel like I start my week a lot more energy and kind of positivity, and I feel like I've been kind of fired up for the week. So I think as well, that's definitely a big part of it. Thanks for these questions, guys. They're really great. So next one was from Surrey Mama. What led you into this whole YouTube, Instagram world? This bloody coaster every time. Instagram, I think I've just been on for ages. Once I had Jet, kind of upped the ante with it. Again, not purposefully, but you've just suddenly got this thing that you want to be constantly taking photos of. So before, you know, I would post really sporadically, once a week or once every few weeks or whatever. But then once I had Jet, I found I was having to like stop myself from posting multiple times in the day, just trying to keep it to like once a day to not overwhelm everyone. And then from there, I think I kind of suddenly found myself in this incredible mum community. I just was amazed that this isn't just this kind of like place to share a few photos and get a few likes, but actually it's like a community and a place to make friends. And I've made genuine friends through Instagram. There are loads of friends I have, particularly in Brighton. It's been nice finding local friends. There are loads of people that I now see, sometimes monthly, but if not weekly basis, who have become really close friends. YouTube, I think I watched other people's YouTube videos and would envy that they had all this footage to look back on forever. It was my initial kind of impetus, reason for starting YouTube, was just to kind of have all these like stored memories, but done and edited and just kind of put across nicely. And I think if you know strangers and friends are going to be watching it as well, put in that effort rather than just a kind of random video on your phone of your baby laughing or something. It's like a more nicely created video. The other thing was my husband Henry is a musician, and back when Jet turned 1, which is when we started YouTube, he was traveling loads. He was on a really extended tour. I decided to start this little series called Dear Dada, the not on tour diaries. Basically what goes on in our life while me and Jet are not on tour. And so I just started filming these little vlogs, something as well for me, like a nice creative outlet while Henry's gone, and to keep him updated on what we're up to. Yeah, so that was what I initially started YouTube with, was this kind of series of Dear Dada films, videos. And then obviously Henry came home, but I was really enjoying YouTube, so then I just carried on with other vlogs and sit down videos and whatever. Next question. Mummy and Harrison, what did you do before being Jet's mum and before YouTube? So before having Jet, I was an actress. I say was, I still am. It's still my job. It just looks a bit different at the moment. So before having Jet, we were living in London. So I'd done drama school, and then I'd had about 2 years working, I think, maybe. And then fell pregnant with Jet and kept working throughout my pregnancy. Did a few jobs where I had to kind of hide my bump and wasn't very sensible. And then kind of realised, okay, my life's going to look a little bit different now for this season. But yeah, that's what took up my time before having Jet, and is something that I'm still doing bits of. And actually that's like with Surrey Mama's question about why I started YouTube. That's another thing, is I'm just naturally a creative person. That's where I get my enjoyment. It's a job where it's my hobby as well, and I didn't like that being able to be creative was kind of in other people's hands. And so that now I had this little baby and I wasn't able to be in a play that's touring the country. I had to stay at home to breastfeed him. I didn't like that I was losing this part of my identity. So with YouTube, I've just found it amazing because I can film and edit and create these videos, and then with blogging as well, I can write pieces about Jet, or I wrote a few kind of like spoken word type poem things, like when he turned 1, I wrote a piece for him, kind of looking back over the first year of his life, and then filmed it. And it's things like that where it can be these kind of little creative projects where it's up to me and it's my work, it's my kind of brainchild. I think it up, I film it, and I can create something without relying on a casting director to tell me that I'm allowed to. I can just do it myself. And I think actually that's a big thing. I'd find as a mum of a little one, I'd definitely say if there's things about yourself that are kind of a big part of your identity, don't let yourself lose them. And obviously your job might look different, your career side might look different, but that's just one side of you. And I think actually taking your life in your own hands and being like, right, what makes me me? Do I enjoy writing? Do I enjoy dance? If you sense that there's something missing, you can be doing whatever you want to do. And so I think just because I can't be acting and getting up to auditions as much as I'd want to at the moment, YouTube has been a nice way of kind of taking back some of that power and creating pieces of art myself. Just don't lose the parts of you that make you, you. Next question. Hungry Romantic. Has your philosophy on life changed since becoming a mummy? Yeah, so quick answer, yes, definitely. My philosophy and kind of, wait, what was it? Yeah, philosophy on life has definitely changed. My general perspective, but then also I think my priorities have just really shifted. And now for me, obviously Jet is my priority. I want Jet to be the happiest, most well-rounded, kindest person that I can possibly help mold. And that is kind of the overarching priority in every decision that I make. Ooh, just got a text. I think I am so secure now in who I am. I'm secure in who I am as Ruth, but as Jet's mum, and just as a person. I think basically once you've pushed out a human, you will never see life the same again. I think as well I care a lot more about the world. I care a lot more about the future of the world, because now I know that I've got this person that's going to be in the next generation and is going to have a future. You know, it's slightly shameful, but I wasn't particularly up on politics and what's going on in our country necessarily before Jet, and now I suddenly feel so invested. You know, Brexit, I felt so much more invested in it because I know that I'm voting for him, because he can't vote now, but really this is for his future. I think I just want to try and be a nicer person because I know that I'm his role model, and he'll look to me and Henry. What we're showing him, he'll then probably start doing when he's older. And so I just suddenly feel quite not really a pressure. I think I just find it quite inspiring to be kind and to be a good person and just to be the best role model that I possibly can for him. Sorry, I feel like that was a really waffly answer. Great question though, so deep. Lady Juju 00, what do you do as your job, or are you a full-time mum? I feel like I've kind of answered that already. So job before as an actress, had Jet. My job now is still an actress. I still do go to auditions and do a few small jobs, but not much because I'm very picky now that I've got him. I don't want to be away from him at the moment. And then obviously I then was kind of just about getting ready to start working again, and then now I'm pregnant again with our next one. So again, I'm going to face those same situations. So blogging is something that brings in a very small part-time wage. YouTube at the moment is still just very much a hobby and something I love, but it's not at all a job. I still see my job as acting, it's just a bit quieter at the moment. And then yeah, I am pretty much full-time at Jet. He goes to nursery 2 mornings a week, and that's when I try and quickly cram in any work that I want to get done. So my job is a bit of a like pick and mix of acting where I can, blogging, and kind of social media stuff. It's not really a job though, it's just really fun. I have rambled for so long, I'm slightly worried if this should maybe be a 2-part video. I think it's gonna have to be 2 parts. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely week. Oh, please do subscribe as well. I went to a really interesting seminar, or like a whole day workshop at YouTube, all about vlogging and all that kind of thing. And in the analytics part, they were telling us all about kind of stats and stuff. And I was checking on my page, and 77% of the people that watch all my videos aren't subscribed. So that's quite a lot of you. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, it's one button. It's very simple, but you'd make a girl feel very loved. So please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Check out below, I do a lot of pregnancy videos and vlogs and all other bits and bobs. And comment below if there's any videos that you want to see. Lots of love. Peace out.